The year is 2025. The world is buzzing with anticipation for the FIFA World Cup. This time, the spotlight isn't just on the usual football giants, it's on Canada. While the US faces internal debates and logistical headaches, Canada has quietly built its legacy. This isn't a story of grandstanding, but of strategic precision and quiet confidence. Canada is ready to declare victory before a single ball is kicked in 2026. The US secured the majority of games, including the final, but a new narrative is emerging. Canada, once seen as a junior partner, has played a masterful game, focusing on its venues, communities, and national identity. The country has turned its smaller role into a strategic advantage, creating a unified World Cup experience that's capturing global attention. Years of careful planning and a clear vision have led to this moment. From the moment the United 2026 bid was won, Canadian officials began laying the groundwork. They engaged local communities, invested in infrastructure, and fostered collaboration. While US headlines focus on disputes and costs, Canadian news highlights festivals, youth soccer, and national pride. The contrast is stark. The US effort is massive but fragmented, while Canada's is unified. Federal, provincial, and city leaders are working in concert. This quiet, coordinated effort is Canada's secret weapon, building momentum and positive press. Canada is positioning itself as a model for how to stage a global event with grace, efficiency, and lasting purpose. The journey to the 2026 World Cup began with a bold idea, a unified bid from Canada, Mexico, and the United States. Their proposal promised a tournament of unprecedented scale across an entire continent. FIFA's member nations overwhelmingly chose the United 2026 bid over Morocco. The US would host 60 matches, Canada and Mexico 10 each. The US was the senior partner, hosting all matches from the quarterfinals onward. Canada and Mexico were to host group stage matches, adding continental flavor. For Canada, it was historic, its first time hosting men's World Cup matches. But as years passed, the dynamics shifted. Canada began carving out a more significant role. Organizers quickly confirmed Toronto and Vancouver as host cities, secured funding, and began detailed planning. This quiet competence contrasted with the US, where negotiations with multiple cities proved challenging. While the US managed 11 host cities, Canada focused its resources on just 2, streamlining its approach. Canadian officials lobbied for and secured additional matches as the format grew. What started as a supporting role became a strategic partnership. Canada was no longer just a participant, it was shaping its own destiny within the United 2026 World Cup. As of December 2025, Canada's World Cup preparations are a model of efficiency. Toronto's BMO field has expanded to over 45,000 seats, completed on schedule and within budget. Vancouver's BC Place boasts a new FIFA-certified turf, ready for world-class play. Federal funding has provided a stable foundation, covering security, border services, and cultural programming. Peter Montopoli, Canada's COO for the World Cup, credits the unified approach. Our strength lies in partnership. Canada's legacy building extends beyond stadiums. The Kickstart 2026 youth soccer program aims to boost participation by 20%. Fan festivals in Toronto and Vancouver will offer free viewing, cultural performances, and family activities. Key milestones, host city agreements, infrastructure funding, volunteer recruitment, have all been met ahead of schedule. While other hosts finalize details, Canada is perfecting the fan experience. The country isn't just preparing to host games, it's preparing to win the World Cup off the field. Canada's meticulous planning is building a powerful sense of momentum. The contrast between Canada's focused preparation and the US approach is clear. The US faces the challenge of hosting across 11 cities, creating complexity and contention. Disagreements over finances and branding have delayed planning in some US cities. Political distractions, including a recent election, have diverted attention from World Cup preparations. In Canada, the tournament is a national project with broad support and consistent media attention. Stadium readiness is another point of divergence. US venues require costly modifications, while Canada addressed these issues early. The US has a strong track record, but its path to 2026 is more challenging. Canada's quiet, steady progress offers a lesson in the power of a unified strategy. As the world turns its attention to North America, Canada's approach is emerging as the blueprint for success. Hosting the World Cup is a massive economic opportunity, and Canada is maximizing its return. A 2023 study projected over $1 billion in economic activity, from tourism to job creation. By focusing on Toronto and Vancouver, Canada ensures efficient use of resources and a concentrated economic impact. The World Cup is also a global marketing platform, showcasing Canada to billions. This exposure will attract tourism, business, and immigration for years to come. In contrast, the US spreads benefits thinly across 11 cities, making net profit harder to achieve. Canada's contained financial model is lower risk, higher reward. Investments in stadiums and infrastructure will serve communities long after the tournament. By treating the World Cup as a catalyst for sustainable development, Canada ensures benefits for a generation. It's a smart, patient play for the future. The World Cup is more than sport. It's a force for social and political change. In Canada, the tournament is a tool for national unity and social progress, celebrating multiculturalism and inclusion. Cultural festivals in Toronto and Vancouver will showcase Canada's diversity. The project enjoys cross-partisan political support, enabling smooth planning. For Canadian leaders, the World Cup is a chance to enhance the nation's global reputation. In the US, the tournament arrives amid deep polarization, risking distraction from the games. Canada's focus is on inspiring a new generation through grassroots soccer and healthy communities. This positive social legacy is a defining feature of Canada's quiet, strategic victory. Experts are taking note of Canada's impressive approach. Kalen Kyle, former Canadian international, praises the focus on legacy. They're building a culture, not just stadiums. Investments in youth programs and community engagement will have a lasting impact. Economist Dr. Moshe Lander calls Canada's two-city approach fiscally responsible, reducing risk and maximizing benefit. The US may see a larger gross impact, but Canada's net benefit per city could be higher. Marketing strategist David Coletto highlights Canada's clear, unified message: we are open, efficient, and diverse. Canada is building a strong national brand on a global stage. Former Vancouver Olympics organizer John Furlong sees the same spirit of collaboration and vision in the 2026 team. The key is not just delivering a perfect event, but building a lasting legacy. Canada is quietly showing it's among the best in the world at this. The world is watching and learning. Canada's approach is a masterclass in nation branding and event legacy. The impact will be felt long after the final whistle. Canada's World Cup legacy is built on three pillars: growing the game, showcasing the nation, and building sustainable communities. Soccer's popularity is surging, with a goal to boost participation at all levels. The World Cup is a platform to present a dynamic, multicultural Canada to the world. Infrastructure investments are made with long-term needs in mind. Volunteer and environmental programs aim to set new standards for green, engaged communities. The World Cup is a means to a greater end: stronger, healthier, more connected cities. Canada is winning the battle for reputation and lasting legacy. The final whistle will mark a new beginning, not an end. In the spectacle of the World Cup, victories aren't always measured on the pitch. Canada is authoring a different kind of success, one of careful planning, strategic foresight, and community commitment. By focusing on a streamlined two-city approach, Canada has avoided many challenges faced by its neighbor. The impact will be felt long after the last fan leaves. Sustainable investment, national unity, and a new generation inspired. This is a legacy woven into the nation's fabric, strengthening identity and reputation. Canada's quiet competence is a model for future hosts. Sometimes, the most effective strategy is the most thoughtful. What do you think makes a successful World Cup? Join the conversation below.